Monogamy is when you're in an emotional or sexual relationship with only one person, I think.
I am engaged, so I am in a monogamous relationship, but I don't think that's like the definition of monogamy is marriage. I think monogamy is just like choosing to just be with one person. And
if that's what someone else is interested in, you agree beforehand that, say, monogamy is, emotional dedication, complete exclusivity, then, that can also be monogamy. But it's whatever you and your partner decide. But for me, where I'm starting from, I don't care if you kiss another guy, I don't care if you make out with another guy, but none of...
My definition of monogamy is you're having sex with only one person for that period of time. That period of time could be a weekend. That period of time could be a month. That period of time could be several years. It doesn't matter.
Making a conscious decision to be with one person, and that person making that decision with you.
I guess monogamy is just doing one person and not doing anybody else while you're doing that person.
Monogamy forever is a stupid fucking idea, and it's a rat trap. Don't fall into it.
It has its benefits to the other sexual relationships because you can get to know someone better and have better sex when you're in a monogamous relationship.
I am ridiculously insistent on getting tested for STDs and stuff like that, and if I'm in a monogamous relationship, I expect no cheating.
I think this could work for a long time if you work at it. Nothing is easy. Running around and doing a lot of people is really fun, but I think that monogamy is really more beneficial.
I think as a sense of security and a sense of self-worth, I guess, a monogamous relationship is probably better for me.
I probably prefer monogamy, but I mean, there's part of me that misses those days when I was just like, whatever, I had just people I could randomly hook up with and just have fun.
The best sex, usually in my opinion, comes from monogamy just because it gives you more time to get to know the other person's body.
Variety is the spice of life. They all have a place. I would certainly, in the best world for me, I would love to, move between all of them. But the one I prefer, friends with benefits.
Yeah, I would go with the monogamy just because, if you're with that person, they're with you. You don't have to worry about diseases or them cheating on you or something, because you know that, hey, they're just, dedicating themselves to you for this time. It's kind of a little bit less stressful than the other ones, I would say.
Really being single is pretty cool, and then monogamy is okay. I would never run a train on a girl with another guy, unless we did the Eiffel Tower.
What are our other... There's not anything I wouldn't do.
None of them.
I've done them all, and there are certain situations where I would probably do them again if the need arised.
Group sex. Seriously, when I'm around a bunch of naked people, I just want to laugh. Like, I don't want to fuck them. I just want to look at them and be like, we're all naked. That's what I want to do. So no group sex.
I'd probably be least likely to do sex with a stranger.
It's probably a one-night stand with a stranger just because it's hard to know. I've had the fear of STDs struck deep into my heart, so that's probably why.
You should discuss what kind of sexual relationship you want with someone before there is sex. Otherwise, it can be very messy. Yeah.
From the get-go, from the beginning. I actually have a questionnaire that I send out now.
Because I think you can never assume that you know what the other person is intending or is expecting. So I think it's definitely good to talk about it before.
I usually find that some manner of kissing occurs before even the relationship occurs. And I think this is fairly consistent. So always, after the very first kiss, I stop what's going on, separate the two of us and say something along the lines of, look, here's precisely where I stand. This is what I'm looking for, and if there is no relationship in it, I'm always sure to tell them there is no relationship at the end of this. I'd be sure to tell them that I think they're pretty, I think they're a worthwhile person, and that there's no pressure on them to do anything. Because I want them to be able to make an informed decision of what they're going to do. If they want a relationship and they know there's not going to be one there, I want them to have that information. But I always conclude with, are you sure this is what you want? And I think that's very, very important. Any decision, in order to make a good decision, must be an informed decision.
I think that you just kind of have to put yourself out there, because it's going to be uncomfortable for anyone. Just, that's the society that we live in. I think because it's so taboo, you don't want to tell somebody, I just want to fuck, because then you look like a slut, or they look like a jackass. And, but you really need to go into it letting that person know what you expect from them.
Sort of my whole life has just been me just doing whatever feels right, and I think the time when you really do talk about it is when you sit down and decide to be monogamous. Like, I think that's when you have a talk, is when you're like, we need to have a State of the Union and figure out, like, what is the union, if there is a union. And
if you're gonna want something besides monogamy, sleep with a person first before you tell them what you want. See?